Oh.
I've got water up here. Oh, you've got water. A very good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, ZMH 286, Patricia and David. And it's a lovely evening here, except it's pretty gloomy. We won't have that lovely big full moon that I bet you all enjoyed last night. I think I would have volunteered for the night watch with that lovely moon if you had clear skies. But we've got absolutely flat weather here, and I know you've got wind out there. But no wind here, 90% cloud cover, and it's 19 degrees. What we've got is coming from the tropics, so rather pleasant, 1023 on the bar. It drops a fair bit at night time, but yeah, we have had a really pleasant day here today. So I'm going to get straight onto the boats because we've got quite a few making some good progress, those that are stopping at Minerva. So let's go to Susan and Todd on Freya, Gulf Harbour.
Gulf Harbour, this is Freya. How are you tonight?
Oh, we're doing well, thanks, Susan. So I hope you guys are enjoying the breeze and the full moon, over.
Yes, actually, we haven't had a lot of wind today. It's been real up and down and variable, and we've been kind of avoiding squalls, but we've also had some sun and some decent sailing, so overall okay. Our position is 2835 south, 17636 east. Course over ground 026 true. It's 5.5 knots. Currently motoring. Wind direction 106 true. 106 true. About 10 knots, seas about a half a meter, and cloud cover about 70% with isolated squalls.
Wow, you have got it fairly variable up there. So I'm just putting the squall information in here for David. Freya, 2835 south, 17636 east, on a course of 026 true. Motoring at 5.5 knots. The wind is just past the east, 106 at 10 knots. Half a metre swell. Boy, that's come down quite a bit. 70% cloud cover with isolated squalls. Well, gosh, you've got a bit of everything today, which is kind of annoying in some respects for sail planning, but you are making progress, Susan. Over.
Yes, we really had the wind change 180 degrees over a couple times today. But yes, we're making progress and all is well aboard.
Oh, that's good. All right.
That was during the squall, the wind shift?
Yeah, the wind shift, David said, presumably was during the squall. So, yeah, interesting. Okay, we will clear with Freya and go to Phil on Mintaka.
Good evening, David and Patricia. This is Mintaka. How do you copy?
Yeah, very good copy. We've been really lucky with propagation this season. Long may it continue. And, of course, the boats that are on have got some pretty good radio signals all checked out before you went. Go ahead.
Well, we just had an interesting half an hour. This is just a bit of preamble from our report. We just had a 40-knot squall come through. So we went bareheaded, triple reefed and motored through. And that seemed to be quite a good practice.
Oh, well, it keeps the crew on their toes, doesn't it? I mean, otherwise you'd be sitting down having sundowners, over.
Yes, that's right. That's the majority of the day and what we're now heading into. I'll start with our bearings, 2649 south, 17959 west. Most of the afternoon we've had 20 to 25 knots at 90 true. The sea state's still very confused up here. It's got up again to 2.5 to 3 meters from the east. We've been maintaining a speed running a course of 0 to 8 true. We had periods of blue sky, but most of the day has been about 50% cloud cover. Over.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not relaxing weather, but you're certainly doing a good speed. We have Mintaka just dealt with a 40-knot squall, 2649 south, 17959 west across the dateline. 20 to 25 from the east most of the day, confused seas, 2.5 to 3 metre easterlies, and their course is 0 to 8 true at 8 knots, so in variable skies. So hopefully it'll be not too cloudy tonight for that lovely moon, but I take it all is well and everyone's handling what you get thrown. Over.
Yeah, no, crew are all happy, both holding together, so we're looking forward to anchoring a manoeuvre about this time tomorrow afternoon.
Yep, it's going to be quite busy getting through the pass tomorrow afternoon, but some boats are getting in the morning, so you'll have plenty of room there. I think David wants the microphone. Stand by.
Hello, Phil, and I'm looking at the latest satellite image that came in about a minute ago. I'm looking at the visible right now, and yes, I can see where you had that squall. We've got some really big build-ups about where you are, and it's a whole line of them from the northwest to the southeast. I'm just going to look at the infrared to see. Yeah, no, the bulk of them are actually to your east. So at 40 knots, you're probably lucky because the ones to the east look like a bit nastier. But I think you'll have an exciting night. Over.
Well, thank you very much for that, David. I really like exciting nights, but not the ones you're forecasting.
Yeah, it might pay to have a couple on watch ready for them, but well, you haven't had it too bad, really, I don't suppose, and you'll have a good night's sleep tomorrow night. So there you go. It'll be a nice spell once you get there. All right, we'll clear with you guys. Have a good, safe night though, and we'll talk to you at anchor tomorrow. Let's go to Seawind, who are probably still feasting on their mahi they caught. Lars and Susan, good evening.
Good evening, David. This is Seawind. Copy?
Yeah, good copy, Lars. Go ahead.
Okay, well, we actually caught a second just before this roll call again. They seem to be on the hook about half an hour before radio time every day. Over.
Oh, well, I hope you're got cleaned up and not making the microphone a bit of a mess. But what sort of lure are you using?
It's just a pinkish standard squid-like thing, nothing extraordinary. Over.
Yeah, they seem to like that bit of pinky red, don't they? All right, well, you're going to arrive well stocked, so that's nice. Go ahead, over.
Okay, yeah, we actually have a freezer, built-in freezer for the first time. That's part of our big renovation project. We try to fill it up to the brim. And we actually have a little change of plan here at the look right now. We're headway to Harbour, and then I plotted the Minerva reef, and I thought, that's right in our track. So we said, let's take it to Minerva. And then there was something funny with that plot. It didn't make sense. So then I realized that Minerva was on the eastern hemisphere, and I had plotted on the western hemisphere. It's not a big difference here, but big enough to make quite a bit of casing course.
Okay, so what are you going to be doing now?
Well, we actually close call for the moment, trying to head to Minerva. The wind is pretty favorable, so we actually have the course, trip course right now of about 60 degrees. So we try to utilize that as much as we can, and then when the wind gets more easterly, we will veer off and go straight to Minerva. Anyway, so here's my information you're looking for. So our position for the moment is 26 degrees, 44 minutes south, 178 degrees, 51 minutes east. Our current speed is about 5 knots, and the course of the ground for the moment 55 degrees true. We have southeasterly wind around, I would say 15 knots, sometimes just in 20. We have one reef in the main, full Jenny out. Basically clear sky, some clouds on the horizon. It's been a beautiful day. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess, Thor.
Yeah, okay. Well, the ever increasing freezer filling on Seawind now heading towards Minerva. And of course, you will get a fish absolutely guaranteed going through the pass at Minerva. So it is going to be well stocked by the time you get there then. 2644 south, 17851 east. Course is 055 true at 5 knots. You've got southeast 15, gusting 20, and some nice clear skies there. So that's going to be a lovely night. So no problems there. Well, we'll just see whether you arrive at a sensible time at Minerva. I think David wants the microphone standby for those folks going to Minerva.
Yes, I think I was a little confused there on what you said you were doing. You were going to skip Minerva, and then now you're going to go to Minerva. So it's probably a good idea to go to Minerva. I think if it was us, that's what we would. Boy, I had a piece of chocolate with nuts in it, and the nuts are stuck. So anyway, there's going to be some pretty fresh winds in Minerva. There's also going to be pretty fresh winds in Nuku'alofa. So to help you, if you get confused again about where you want to stop, I think stopping in Minerva is definitely a better idea, because the wind that you're going to have there, which isn't so great, it's the same thing in Nuku'alofa. So why rush into that when you can just rest?
They're going to Sabu.
Oh, 7-7. Well, either way. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. So back to the chief.
Oh, my goodness. Right. I think that that is all that's needed there. Have a good night, you two, and we'll see where you what you decide tomorrow. Anything else, Lars?
We're all good here. I didn't quite get what they were trying to tell me. I think you were thinking we were going to Nuku'alofa, and that would be pretty good to win and pretty fresh. That's not our plan. We're going to chill out in Minerva for a few days and then head straight for Sabu, and that sort of makes sense to the good guys I've seen it so far. Over.
Yep. David mistook that, and definitely I have you going to Sabu after Minerva. Okay. All right. Let's go now. Well, I will tell you where Margarita is. It comes through their 5 o'clock position on WhatsApp. They are at 2529 south, 17859 west, heading directly north at 7.5 knots, 15 to 20 there, east-southeast, moderate seas, and they're looking at getting to Minerva about mid-morning tomorrow. So that's North Minerva, of course. So there'll be quite a few people able to compare notes on their trip tomorrow at Minerva. All right, the next boats are going to be Blue Oceans, Almarie, and First Light. Blue Oceans, Gulf Harbour.
Hi, Patricia. It's Simon here from Blue Oceans. Do you receive?
Yep, good copy from you, Simon. Go ahead.
So we're at the moment at 27 degrees, 15.7 south, 179 degrees, 13.6 west. We've got a course of 40 degrees true. We've got a speed of somewhere around 7.5 to 8.5 knots. The wind is southeast, probably more east than south, 15 to 18. It was about a 2.5 metre swell. Over.
Yeah, well, we've got Blue Oceans at 2715 south and 17913 west, 040 true, 7.5 plus knots. and the wind is southeast or east-southeast 15 to 18, and you've got that rather unpleasant 2.5 metre swell as well. But I hope all is well on board, and hello to Mia.
Hello, Tony.
Thanks, Patricia. No, all is well on board, and we've had a really nice sail actually today. It's probably been 20% cloud cover, and we've seen a few squalls on the horizon, but nothing came close to us, luckily. Over.
Oh, that was good. Yep, managed to thread the needle there, but they are around, so take care tonight. Okay, clear with you and go to Al Marie. Kerry, are you on frequency?
Yeah, this is Maria receive. How do I receive? Over.
Yep, very good. Go ahead.
Latitude 30 degrees 41 south, long 17907 east, speed over ground 6 knots, course 030 true, wave about 1 metre, 9-second period from the easterly direction, wind east-southeast about 15-20, cloud 90%, and we've had a fair few squalls today as well. Over.
Yeah, roger that. Okay, and I meant to put in breeze 2 behind Blue Oceans because they're fairly close, but we'll do you shortly. Al Marie 3041 south, 17907 east, on a course of 030 true at 6 knots. The swell is about 1 metre, 9 seconds, so not too bad. East-southeast 15 to 20, and you have had the pleasure of the squalls, washing the boat down from time to time, and currently 90% cloud cover. So I guess you're not going to see too much of the moon, but it'll be bright enough anyway. Okay, so hopefully all is well on board. Please confirm.
Yes, all well on board. Bit of thermal was bending our fish hook when we lost the fish. Over.
Oh, bummer. Did you know what it was?
No, but that's been big.
Oh, well, maybe it was just as well it got away then. All right. Well, there's fish out there, so that's good. They're not all heading into the sea wind hooks. All right, we'll clear with you and go to First Light. Julie and Don, go ahead.
Oh, good evening, Patricia. This is Julie on First Light, speaking on behalf of Julie and Don. We've had a pretty chill day. Winds just recently picking up in the 12 to 15 knot range from the east-southeast. Current position is 28 degrees 6 minutes south, 179 45 minutes east. Our course over the ground is on average 35 degrees true. We are now currently going at 6 knots rough, and cloud cover is about 20%. Over.
Okay, so you've had a pretty decent day. 20 now, 2006 south, 17945 east, on a course of 035 true at 6 plus knots, 12 to 15 east-southeast, 20% cloud cover. So that'll be a nice night for you if those conditions stay around. So pretty pleasant, Julie, over.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a lot more zen inside the boat. I was able to do a lot more, move around a lot more easily, so that was fun. And it was just a lovely day altogether. Over.
Yeah, no, it does sound nice. Okay, well, have a very good evening. What I might do now is head off to Breeze 2, who is around the Blue Oceans area. So Breeze 2, Dave, are you on frequency?
Good evening, Patricia. How do you receive, over?
Yep, really good copy. Go ahead.
Good evening. Yeah, great day today, nice and warm. I've got the shorts and t-shirt on at last. So I'll give you our position if you're ready to go. Over.
Yep, and I tell you what, it was pretty warm here for this time of the year, so there was no complaints at this end either. Go ahead.
Okay, hopefully we don't fade today. Our position is 27 degrees, 21 south, 178 degrees, 56 west. Our speed is about 8 knots average, course 030 true. Wind 10 to 15 from east-southeast. Sea 0.5 metre and a 2.5 metre southeast swell, and about 40% cover of cloud. Over.
Okay, going well. 2721 south for breeze 2, 17856 west. 8 knots on a course of 040 true. 10 to 15 knots of east-southeast wind. And got a bit confused. I think you've got 2 wave trains by the look of it, one 0.5 metre and the other one the 2.5 that everyone's complaining about, and 40% cloud cover. So pretty reasonable passage conditions, Dave, and hi to Kate. Over.
Yeah, thanks, Patricia. Yeah, and hi to David. And yeah, all going well. And just getting some easting air ready for the freshening winds tonight. Sounds like we might have a few squalls tonight ahead of us by the sound of our first person calling in. Over.
Yeah, but at least with the big full moon, you'll be able to see them coming, even if you don't have radar. But I presume you do. So yeah, just keep an eye out for those. Might be lucky. So we'll clear with you guys and go to Roosla, Craig, Gulf Harbour.
Hello, good evening, Patricia and David. This is Craig Roosla. Copy tonight.
Yep, good copy. Go ahead.
Okay, well, after we partied with you guys last night, I wanted to tell you we went into kind of a black hole of no wind at all and just twirling around, and we were just bobbing around. We motored out of that. Finally got into a little bit of wind until about 1:30, and then very light wind from 1:30 in the morning until about 3 in the afternoon, so it's been very light. We had to do a bit of motoring to move along. We finally got some wind now, but I'll give you my position now. It's 29 degrees, 0 minutes, south, 179 degrees, 13 minutes east. We have a course of 20 true, 20 true, of speed, 5.5 knots. The wind is pretty light, 8 to 11 knots from the southeast. Waves are from the southeast. Some pretty nice big rollers, very straight ride, 1.5 to 2 meters, but they're big and long period between them. A barrel 1013. Have a cloud cover of 25%. Over.
Yeah, I just missed your speed, average speed. Over.
5.5 knots.
Okay, we have Roosla at 29 even south, 17913 east, about to cross the date line soon, 020 true, 5.5 knots, with lovely 11 knots of southeast, with some 1.5 to 2 metre rollers coming through, nicely spaced by the sound of it, and 1013 and 25% cloud cover. So that's boding well for a good night, as long as those squalls don't come near you. Over.
Yeah, we have our eye on one right now. It's to the windward side of us, so we're kind of wondering what's happening with that, but we're ready to recontrol real quick if that comes around, considering we heard earlier about the 40-knot squall, not on prayer or something. Yeah, so we're ready.
Yeah, oh well, we used to just reef down at night time anyway, but yes, it does sound as if they are about. So, yep.
A little bit more wind tomorrow.
A little bit more wind, he said, tomorrow. Yes, there are patches of these light areas, but David said you'll have some more wind tomorrow, so that will get you moving a bit. All right, we will clear with you, and now we'll go to the 2 boats that are heading to New Caledonia. Seeker, Gulf Harbour.
Good evening, Gulf Harbour. This is Seeker. How copy?
Yep, got a reasonable copy, Peter. Go ahead.
Only reasonable.
Yeah, it's strong, but it's just, well, I've never met you personally, but I don't think you would sound like you sound on the radio, but I can work it out. Over.
All right. south. Our position is E707 south, 170 east. We are steering a course of 3202, doing about 8 knots, and 18 to 20 knots of wind from the east, about 110 true. Have a long period easterly swell of about 2 meters. 75% cloud cover, although it was a very sunny, nice day. And you're right, it was a beautiful full moon last night.
Yeah, you've been lucky. It was especially good that you left when you did, because Melina Bonatti has been moaning about not having enough wind. Seeker 2707 south and 17018 east. You're further ahead than Melina Bonatti. 320 true at 8 knots and 18 to 20 from the east, a bit of south in it. A long period easterly 2 meters swell, 75% cloud cover, but you've had a lot of sun during the day and enjoyed the moon last night. So yeah, all going well, Peter. Over.
Roger, very well. I was hoping that I had solved my radio problem. I think it was a loose ground wire, but when I was transmitting the other day, all my LED lights were lighting up when I spoke. Over.
Yeah, there's a bit of stray RF going around there, but it's amazing that you can hear me properly, because some of those lights have got terrible interference for receive. But no, I can work out everything that you're saying. It just doesn't sound soft. I think it's not the right word, smooth and soft, but it's just a bit jagged. But it's certainly good enough to copy. You'll be able to hear it when you get there on streaming, and you'll know what I'm talking about. So, all right, you guys have a good night. Sounds pretty decent, and enjoy the moon again. We'll clear with you and see if Melina Bonatti is on frequency. Are you there, Alfred? No, nothing heard. Let's go to Jan, Gulf Harbour.
This is Jan in Georgia from Southern Jan. How do you copy?
Yeah, nice copy, Jan. Go ahead.
Our position is 27 degrees 19 south, 179 degrees 03 east. Course of ground is 020 magnetic. Speed over ground 7 knots. Wind from the southeast at 18. Scattered clouds, 1.5 meter swell, and all is well. Over.
Okay, we have Georgia and Jan at 2719 south, 17903 east on a course of 020 magnetic at 7 knots. Southeast 18, scattered cloud cover, 1.5 meter swell, and all is well on board. So, yep, have a good night, and let's see if you make as good progress again tomorrow. Sounds good, Jan. Over.
This is a correction on that wind. It is 12 knots. 18 apparent. Over.
Oh, I see. 112. Yep, that's my mistake. Oh, so it's 18 apparent. That's interesting. All right, so it's swinging around. Okay, we'll clear with you and also say hello to Hawkeye out there. I was looking at you today. Nothing coming through on streaming. Is there anybody wanting anything? Otherwise, actually what we'll do is we'll just hand it over to the weatherman here, and then we'll get back and see if there's any other folks after he's finished.
Okay, good evening to all of you listening tonight. And, well, let's get started with the synoptic picture again. The main player is still the Tasman High, whose center is in the mid-Tasman, closing in on New Zealand. Now, two fronts are working themselves up the country, but the only thing that would affect those of you on passage is a little trough embedded in the high. It starts off in the southwest of the country, and then it snakes its way to cross the date line at about 30 south. It continues onward to about 27 south and 174 east. Not much in it. IR imagery does show high, squally looking clouds, but that's about it. Now, the high lies over New Zealand on Friday, but by the 17th, it moves quite smartly to 35 south and about 163 west at 1029 millibar, 1029er. It ridges northwest toward about 25 south and 156 east, almost to Australia. And that is where it slams into a frontal band that originates from a small depression that's just about over Fiordland in New Zealand. So if you can picture that, I think I described it, so you could, I hope. Winds approaching New Caledonia on the 17th are northeast at 26 south and 168 east. I picked that position because that's where the winds are northeast. But at the reef entrance, it looks like east-northeast, about 15 to 20 knots. By the 19th, I think one boat is going to get in about the 19th, all of this changes with the winds becoming easterly around 15 knots. That's very good luck for those approaching New Caledonia. Wasn't looking good for a little while with the high moving east and the isobars heading south, creating northeast winds, but it looks like things are looking a little better by the 18th and 19th. Okay, looking at Minerva for Friday the 16th, the winds they're fresh, southeast 20, maybe up to 25 knots with some gusts. And the same for Saturday, but easing on Sunday, the 18th. I would say east-southeast, maybe 15 to 18, give or take. So, for Nuku'alofa and Tonga on Saturday, the 17th, it looks like southeast winds, 20 gusting up to 27 knots. And for those of you that are approaching Kendavu in Fiji, that's about the same. So the winds ease in both places by Tuesday the 20th. That's out there a bit. Tuesday the 20th. Maybe 15 to 20 knots from the southeast or maybe east-southeast. And by then, I would suspect most everyone will have reached their destination. We'll soon find out. So, other than fresh winds here and there and a few squalls here and there, well, this last passage, Tricia and I were talking about it. It's far better than the previous. And with that, I'll pass it back to the chief. There she is.
Right, and talking about Minerva, I hope before you guys that are going to Minerva left, you downloaded the article that Rich and Michelle on Sailing Vessel Pergean wrote, and I put it on our website, ghradio.co.nz. It's under Flotsam. In fact, it's the first article on Flotsam, it's a great guide. I mean, they have spent so much time at Minerva. And believe it or not, they're going back again. They were going to be not going cruising this year, but they are taking off again, and but they have still not left. But they really, really do know Minerva, and if you want to know where to do some interesting diving and exploring, then you'd be well encouraged to have a look at what Rich wrote up in that paper. Okay, is there anybody wanting to make contact? Please call.
First Light.
Yeah, good afternoon again to First Light. Go ahead, over.
David, just a question for you. What's it like entering into Minerva Reef when it's fresh winds, as we're expecting on Friday?
I would assume it's daylight hours, and it's fine. We've been in there a number of times, and others have done the same thing in those sort of conditions, Don. So you're not going to have any trouble at all. The tide does have an effect. Mostly the current is going out, but sometimes that changes. But more than likely, it will be going out, aided by those winds. But you aren't going to have any trouble whatsoever. Just keep your eyes open, stay in the middle, and drag a line because you'll catch a fish, guaranteed. Money back if you don't. So no worries. Over.
First light.
Yeah, go ahead, Don.
Oh, yeah, just thank you very much, David. And then the second question, which is, David, my impression from weather was that come Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we're looking at some very calm days, which would be great for exploring Minerva. Is that what you're saying as well?
Yeah, so exploring Minerva
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
on Sunday, Monday. So let's double check here and see. Oh yeah, quite light air, quite light air. Hang on a minute. Adjust things a little bit here, and no, it's not light air either, but it is probably 15 to 20, so that's not bad. Moderate wind, I would say. So yeah, low tide, you're fairly well protected. Might be a little bit of chop in the bay when you're in there. High tide's a little different. It just might get a little boisterous, but low tide, yeah, you should have no trouble exploring. And if you use Rich's guide, um, yeah, you'll certainly enjoy it. I'm looking at Tuesday. That is when it becomes light in Minerva, quite light, in fact, maybe 8 to 12 knots, and that would be a beautiful day, I think, to explore, dive, or whatever you like to do, crayfish on the reef. So yeah, you'll really enjoy that place. We love it there. We've been there numerous times, and it's just a fantastic visit. So hopefully that answers your question. Over.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's going to be a nice social spot for everybody. And yes, and there'll be some mahi-mahi arriving too by the look of it. Okay, is there anybody else?
Peter.
Go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, big question for Dave. I heard what you had to say about the 17th approaching Newtown. I think we'll be getting there on the 16th, maybe in the evening. Do you think we'll continue to have these easterly winds that we've been having between 27 south between here and Newtown tomorrow and Friday? Over.
Yeah, he's just looking again, but I think when we were talking about it before, he was thinking that you would get in before the winds got backed too much, but I'll just pass the microphone.
So what's the question exactly?
If he gets in on late 16th, it will be.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just getting Trish to explain what you said. I missed most of it, but yeah, it's going to be fine getting in on the 16th. The winds are probably well, it depends on what pass you go into. I assume you picked one, but the wind could either be east, or what tends to happen is the wind tends to follow the coastline when you get in close to the reef entrances. So, New Caledonia sort of lies northwest to southeast. So picture the wind sort of hugging the coast, if you will. And but it's light, so you really aren't going to have any problem. Have you decided on a pass that you're going to enter? Over.
Roger. We've been in and out of Newtown many times. We'll probably go through the line. Just wondering what tomorrow like between here and
Oh, okay. So you're very experienced. That's good. All right. Yeah. No, weather-wise, it should be okay. Those northeast winds, even on the 16th, they're not there at this point. And there's a little bit of stronger wind on the 16th on between Ile de Pan and the main part of New Caledonia. So the Ile de Pan area, we're looking at fresh winds on the 16th. I would say gusts might be up to maybe 23, 24 knots. Tends to get choppy there sometimes. So I assume you're going further north along the coast to make your pass, and there it lightens up. So it goes from what I just said to probably about 15, 16 knots, like that on the 16th. And on the 17th, it's virtually the same thing on the 17th. So should be no problem. Over.
that sounds good. Yeah, we'll go further north, probably the lower pass. How does tomorrow look?
What does tomorrow look like? Just stand by. I'll just repeat. Your current position is 27 and 170. Let's have a look at tomorrow, heading in the direction of New Cal.
I would say the winds are going to be almost easterly at that position on Thursday the 15th. I think that's what the question was. It's funny. You look at the high and you look at the isobars. There's nothing concentric about it. Some areas the isobars are a little closer. Other areas are a little bit further apart. So one part of where you may be tomorrow, winds could be 15 knots, but another area, it could be 20 knots or 22 knots, like that. So that's the problem with looking at a high like this. It's really hard to predict exactly what the winds are going to be, but they're going to be good for sailing, let's put it that way. There will be cloud. They're the usual anticyclonic cloud that you get quite often, and there's probably a chance for a squall or two, particularly at night, as you know. So yeah, tomorrow looks good. Over.
Yeah, sounds pretty similar to what we had today. Really good sailing. So thanks for that. We'll send the frequency.
Okay, clear with Seeker, and last call for anybody else. No, nothing heard, and it will be getting pretty dark up there, and hopefully people are all ready for the evening, depending on where you are. Sounds like it might be a little sporty in some places. You'll be able to use this frequency if you want to make contact with anybody. We are now clear, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Cheers, everybody.